had a number of conversations with religious leaders, and the call of a minister or a preacher today is really vastly changing, and I think Empower's looking to that, if I'm not mistaken, in the way that, it's not just preaching at the church anymore. It's maybe someone running the finance of the church. Things are becoming so big and so many different facets of the church, from the music, from the the actual service, and all the other programs that go on from a business level to actually run a church. So I see these programs as being so innovative. Was this your thought as well, for the innovation and to allow your church to offer these programs? Because I don't see that there are many of these opportunities out there.
Yeah, well, I'd say that we're a work in progress. We're finishing up our third year now. So we launched in 2016. Our pastor, Sam DeMarco, had this vision to launch a ministry school. And so when I heard about that, I was very excited. And so I mentioned to him that I would like to be part of that. And so we started talking about this. This is probably 4 or 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. And so then after some time of talking and prayer and just sorting out some details, then I was hired on to go ahead and to launch this school. And so that's what we did 3 years ago. And so this fall will be our 4th year. And so it's been evolving as we go. And so I think that what's happening is that we're realizing that there's a lot of people out there, working adults, who are interested in growing their faith and maybe making a career change, or just maybe being able to find how they could live a better life of influence. So our school did begin as a daytime school, but we've since changed our format. And again, this is going back to what you were saying about being innovative. We just feel that there's been more interest, there's been more need for working adults who are working during the week. So we now meet only on Sundays, and we do our classes then. And so they're able to take classes online at their convenience. So it's like a self-paced online program during the week. And then we meet on Sundays for a face-to-face encounter where we're able to keep them accountable with their work that they have to complete, and also do the coaching and just and also give them the practical ministry experiences. So we think that that's been a creative way to do that, to make it fit people's schedules, because not all people are willing or able to stop working and to go to school full time. Mm-hmm. So this kind of program allows people to continue doing what they're doing, working, raising their families, doing the 9 to 5 kind of thing. But then on the weekends, then they're able to fit in this other training on top of their online training that would fit their own personal schedules.
Do you have to be a church member to attend the Empower?
No. Yeah, we view our school as a community outreach, as a resource for other churches. And so what we love to do is work with other churches. It's not meant just to be a thing just for our own church membership. Now, granted that since we are rather new, most of our people have come from our own church, but we are branching out and we are getting interest from other churches. And so what we would like to see are other churches, other pastors, other people who are serving in other Christian organizations come to our school, be trained as leaders, because I believe that the church is the hope of the world and leaders are the hope of the church. And so what we want to do is invest in leadership growth, because when the leaders are healthy, the church is healthy. When the church is healthy, we make the world a better place.
What kind of work can a person like me, if I attend Empower, do afterwards? What do you see the outcome or the after effects of attending Empower?
Good question. So certainly ministry for someone who has a desire to be a pastor, be a missionary, be involved in serving children, maybe serving maybe in some other kind of a nonprofit human service organization, but also just about anything. I mean, someone who maybe has a musical gift and they want to write songs, they want to write music, they want to...
You know anybody like that?
A few people, yes. but even nowadays with the modern church, there's a lot of technology that goes on.
Sure.
And so just, even what we're doing here and doing video
Sure.
and doing creative things like that, churches need people like that. And so one of the things that people can get from our program is that they could even participate in a media arts internship and to get some skills to help them be able to do things that are media related. So it's just about anything. So just any way that God has called someone to serve them, there are opportunities out there to be a person of influence in lots of places. And so we're not limited to just serving in the church. There's I tell people all the time, there's 168 hours in each week, and we might spend an hour or two in the church. So really that means that the bulk of our ministry should take place not in the church, but outside the church.
Sure.
And so really, if someone feels called to start their own business, to be a teacher, to serve in any capacity, to grow as a leader, to grow in our faith, to be empowered to do what God's called them to do, is going to enable people to do just about anything. And so whenever I say empowered, I think of three things. First of all is that we have a clear vision of where we want to go and what we want to do. Secondly, that we're doing something that's meaningful and significant to us, that we feel like we're making a difference. And then thirdly, that we feel equipped, that we feel ready, that we feel like we have the skills that are needed to carry out that vision. So I think those are the things that we try to impart to our students so that when they leave after the 2 years, they can feel like they have a clear vision of what God's called them to do. They feel like they're doing something that is meaningful to them, that resonates with them, that is authentic to how they feel God has wired them. And then thirdly, that they're equipped and that they're confident in their ability that God's given them to go ahead and to carry out that ministry.
What should I expect to receive back from Empower if I was in one of these programs?
Well, I think that you would experience personal growth. You'd be challenged and you'd be stretched, because change and growth is always going to be a little bit uncomfortable in some ways. But at the outcome, you'll feel that you've grown. You feel like you've been able to answer some questions. You've been able to confront some issues in your life, and you've been able to maybe overcome some habits that maybe you needed to change. But I think more than anything is that you would feel equipped, is that you would feel empowered, is that you would feel like you have the ability to clarify what God's called you to do and to go out and do it. I feel like I meet people all the time who sense somehow deep down inside that they were made for something significant. But to know what that is and how to do that is just, they have no idea how to get started. And so I feel that most people carry that sense of something in their heart, that they feel like their life has a purpose, their life has a meaning, but they're just not really sure how to tap into that or how to put that into a practical day-to-day lifestyle. And so that's what we want people to walk away from, is to grow in their character, grow in their confidence of their divine design, because I believe that God calls us to do what he's equipped and prepared us to do. So there is this divine design, I call it, this wiring that God's placed inside of us. And so we need to kind of tap into that and to realize what that is and to maximize those abilities for his service.
I love the fact that you are looking towards helping people find their purpose, the Lord's purpose for them. I think one of the misnomers that happens in this world is that we don't realize that our purpose will change over time. And so for that matter, is there an age limit or is there an age bracket that you would say?
No. And so that's one of the things that I really like about our school. And you've been there to
Yes.
speak once. And so we have people from what I call all ages and all stages. People right out of high school, people that are in their 60s, and people all in between. So we have 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, people who are married, people who are single, people who have their own business, people who are just getting started, people who know what they feel like they're called to do, people who have no clue what they feel they're called to do. So people from all kind of places. And so I like that because we can learn from each other, help each other, sharpen each other. It's not just a room full of people who all think and act the exact same way. We're there to bring out the best in each other.